Hi everyone, 'tis the season for pies. No, not apple, not cherry, not even pumpkin. This pie is positively Southern. It is the yummy sweet potato pie. I am so excited to show you how easy it is to make. Sweet potato pie is coming up next on Cooking Made Easy with June, brought to you by Macy's, the happy shopping store in Spanish Fork. Hello everyone, welcome to Cooking Made Easy with June. Today I am making the humble sweet potato pie. Actually, it's really Southern, and so honestly, I don't really make it that often, but I love sweet potatoes, so I thought, okay, let's make sweet potato pies. And so I went to Macy's to get them, and they were on sale. Awesome, awesome. And when I bake them, they taste so good. So that's the key thing, is if you have some really great sweet potatoes. So the first thing I like to do is I like to bake them. Some people like to boil them, but honestly, like when I make my masaman, I need sweet potatoes. I don't boil them, I bake them. For the pies, I bake them. When I make the casserole, I bake them because I feel like that the flavor is still in the potato and is not like drained out into the big, the pot of water. So I highly recommend bake the potatoes. So here's my tip about baking sweet potatoes. So you turn your oven on to 400. I like to spray a little oil around it because after you bake it, it's going to be much more easy to peel. And so that's what I do. I don't peel it before I bake them. So it's really, really easy. So I put a little bit of oil there. And let me get my cloth. And then I take, they say to take a fork, but I find the fork is not sharp enough for the sweet potato. So I just take a knife and I just make a few cuts into the fat part. So that way it'll truly cook. So this one is evenly about the same size. So I just do a few of these. Okay, and don't cut yourself. So I'm going to do that onto this fat, the fat part, the fattest part. Okay, so the recipe calls for about 3 medium. So whose guess is who gauges what's medium and what's not? Most sweet potatoes are medium, but any smaller than this, it'd be a small, so you might want to add more. But this recipe, there's no set amount. They just said 3 medium potatoes. So we'll see. So once I peel it and mash it, it comes to about 3 cups. So anyways, so I have this ready, and this is it. I put it on the parchment paper because once it's baked, it gets a little messy. So of course I have some already baked. So I'm gonna put this into the 400 oven. Actually, I'm just gonna set it aside for now and grab my other sweet potatoes. I'll grab this. And get going here. So I have these ones are baked. Now, sometimes it's for approximately 45 to 50 minutes, but it depends on your oven. I like, when it's done, when you can take a knife and you easily put in there. I would rather it be a little overdone, but not burnt, than undercooked. So when you make sweet potato pies or sweet potato casserole, you would rather have them a little bit more cooked than undercooked. Undercooked the flavor's not there, the sugar's not out from it, and it's just too crunchy for me. So anyway, so we have these already baked. So all you do, look at all that delicious. These sweet potatoes have so much, its natural sugar is right there. So you just see how easy it comes out when I peel it. This is the best part, and this is when I just start eating pieces of it, but I won't today. So I'm just going to put that into my my bowl. So these ones are a tiny bit overcooked, not overcooked, but yeah, I mean it could be a little bit under than this, but it still will be delicious, and that's going to be fine. See how easily it's the little bit of oil. Now, honestly, I've done this with potatoes, like regular potatoes. Not to make the pie, but like when I wanted to mash it, and if I have time for different things, I spray a little oil, and it'll be much easier. You don't have to peel your potato either. It works, you guys. See, look, I'm all done. So I've got about 3 medium potatoes in there. Whoops. Put this here. Okay, And then we have our potatoes ready. And I'm just going to, instead of mashing it, I'm just going to use my hand mixer and mash it that way. So that's why it's important that your potatoes are very cooked, well baked. Oh, okay. I forgot. I need to go ahead and put the pie crust on. I thought about making my own pie crust, but I'm like, yeah, you know what? And you guys can do the same. When the holidays come around, you just don't have time to make pie crust. And there's so many great pie crusts out there that's already baked. I really like the Pillsbury. It does have a little different taste and texture than like the traditional, like really thicker pie crust that you make on your own. So, but I like them because it's like this. It's really easy to roll out, and also it doesn't come in its own pie pan, so it makes it look really homemade. So you just roll it out. Let me move this over a little bit. Oops. I'm gonna roll that out. So to make it, you do need to gently, and I even it out a little bit. Now I have also done, like if your pie crust is in the foil pan, I've let it thaw and I've taken it out and re-rolled it. So then put it in a really nice pan and it just looks like you really homemade it. So I'm gonna tuck it into the corner because the reason why I love this type of pan is, you know how the crust always cooks faster. So we don't really need that crust edge. And it's a deep dish 9-inch pan. So I'm just going to make sure that all the corners are fit in there. And if you get your nail prints and fingerprints, fine, because we're just going to put the sweet potatoes in there. And it's gonna be fine. And it's kind of whimsical. It doesn't have to be perfect like that, okay? And that's it. I'm gonna set that over here, be ready to go. So you do that first before you do all this other stuff. Okay, so I've got this and my spatula ready. So we just need, this is so easy, you guys. It's just 2 eggs. Put this in here. Just 1 egg. And I just I do the eggs first so I can do this. Because some recipe call like, well, put 2 beaten eggs, and I don't want to add another bowl. So I do that, and I know I need to mix more stuff in there. And then a 1/2 cup of evaporated milk. A 1/2 cup of melted butter. Just melt it in the microwave. Make sure you cover it while you're melting it because it'll go pop everywhere. Like sometimes I get so impatient and I just make a mess. I don't know why I do that. Okay, in the microwave. And then brown sugar. A cup of brown sugar. Oh, I like this mixer because it sits up. And then 2 teaspoons of vanilla, which I don't always measure, but I'll measure today. So about 2 teaspoons, 1 and 2. Okay, I believe that's it. Duh. Okay, I better check my recipe in case I forget something. So then you just use your mixer, or if you don't want to use a hand mixer, it will be fine too. Just use your spoon and fork and mash it up. But again, if you cook your potato well enough, it will be easy. Okay, so I got most of that in there. I'm going to use my spatula and stir it a little bit more. Okay. So I get all the potato in there. Now, some people like to spice it up like a pumpkin pie. So you wonder why it looks like a pumpkin pie. When you see it, it looks like a pumpkin pie. They're both squash, right? Well, no, potato squash. I guess I don't know. But the difference is that, have you ever tasted like a pumpkin out of a can? Because most of the time you don't take the time to like bake a whole pumpkin and use that, which my mom has done before, and it's so good. If you want to do it that way, if you ever taste like a canned pumpkin just by itself, there's no flavor. And so I even heard rumors that when you take in the pumpkin can, the canned pumpkin, that sometimes they fill it with squash and not pumpkin. So I don't know. That's just a rumor, but we never know. Okay, so let me make sure I got everything here, but I'm pretty sure that's it. Potatoes, butter, brown sugar. Oh, you can also use dark brown sugar. And if you don't like that molassy flavor, like that dark brown sugar flavor, you can also add white sugar. I love the brown sugar. So vanilla, eggs, evaporated. You can also use milk instead of evaporated milk if you don't have that. So anyway, that's it. Look at this. I'm going to put this in here. I got a little black spot here from the sweet potato, but that's going to be fine. Okay, so then you just put it all in there. So it does look like a pumpkin pie, but oh my goodness, there's such a difference in taste because it's a sweet potato. Okay. Like, get it in there, kind of spread it out a little bit. You can even shake it down. I'm gonna grab a paper towel because see this little spot, I know it's gonna bake and it's gonna bug me. So I'm just gonna wipe it down a little bit like that, okay? So no big deal. Okay, so I'm gonna shake it a little bit and it's ready. Now, pumpkin pie and sweet potato pie, see how it's like really liquidy? And I always put it in a cookie sheet because in case it overflows. It usually doesn't, especially when you use this deep dish, but it might, and you don't want to have a big mess in your oven. So I'm going to put this into the oven, and it takes like a whole hour, but I already have one baked for you. So let me put this in the oven at 350. And set the timer for 1 hour. Again, it depends on your oven. The pie, which I already have finished, looks like this, okay? But it actually took me another 15 minutes, so it depends on your oven. So as long as the top doesn't you don't want it to jiggle. Like, you can tell if it's kind of soft. Usually it's the middle part that's not finished. Then you add another 10 minutes. And then that should do it for most ovens, but if you have to add another 2 more minutes, so it doesn't, you don't want like a raw pie. So anyway, so that's that, but I'm gonna make some whipped cream. All right, let me wash this over here. So now another thing that you normally have, like some people, like they have the sweet potato casserole and they put all that topping in it, like the crunchy nuts and things. And I was thinking when I was doing this, what if I have that crumbly on top? That would be so good on the pie, right? So I'm gonna just rinse my mixer, my little mixer. What do you call these things? Oh my gosh. These things, what are they called? Don't remember. And I'm gonna whip up some cream. Of course, you can have the canned whipped cream, but I love making my own whipped cream. So I'm just gonna pour some cream in here, about a cup, depending on how much. Here's my spatula. And then I'm just gonna start it up a little bit. Okay, make sure that's on there, okay. So when you do whipped cream, you make sure you have enough room in your bowl or enough cream to whip. You know what I did once? And maybe I should have done this. Like if you guys are lactose intolerant or whatever reason, I whipped up coconut milk. I take coconut cream, not coconut milk, but coconut cream, and I whip it up, and it was so good. So try getting some good coconut cream if you don't want the regular whipped cream. And I should have tried that. All right, welcome back. So I was using the wrong thingamajigger, and of course Chris looks it up and it's egg beaters. Egg beaters. And then Adam said, why are we so rough on eggs? Ha ha. Not too bad, Adam. Okay, so I moved it to the whisk attachment to whip it, and it happened so much faster. Okay, so I whipped it up to like about halfway, almost ready. See how it's thickening up? So I'm gonna add a little bit, maybe like per cup, about 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. And it just depends on how sweet you want it. So I'm gonna do that. And then also I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla. Oops, sorry. Add a little bit of vanilla, just for a little flavor. So maybe like about a half teaspoon to a teaspoon of vanilla. You just don't want to put too much vanilla, then you have a change of color. I'm gonna taste a little bit. Okay, that's good. I don't want it too sweet. I don't like my whipped cream too sweet. So I think when you buy the whipped cream, I think it's too sweet for me. And even when the one that says real cream on it, it's still, my favorite is to just whip my own. Okay, so we're almost there. See how it's getting thicker and it's gonna form peaks? So again, it's just like what you use is a heavy whipping cream. So I like to spin it around because I feel like it makes it go a little bit more fast also. So I think that might be it. You see how thick it is? So when you go like this, kind of forms little peaks. Okay, that's it for the whipped cream. All right, so I'm just going to cut a piece. Put this over here for a sec. And let's cut a piece where a little, so you always wonder, where is the pie? So I'm gonna cut this piece that has the mark on it. So I'm gonna cut from the middle. And that. The first piece is always kind of tricky, isn't it? Let me see if I can do this right. Okay, so I ruined that one. I'm going to put a piece here. And I'm going to cut another piece for the showing. Let me see if I can get that in here. So the first piece is tricky. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna use my fork because I want it to look. So, we got this. But I don't care if it's messy for me, right? But it's for the picture. Okay, let's put a pie piece. I'm gonna do one about like this. Okay. All right, say a little prayer. Okay, that's gonna be a lot better. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I wanted just to taste a sliver, but I'm gonna get a little piece out there. Put right there. And get a spoon. Let's put a dollop of whipped cream onto our pie. Of course, you can have more than that. Just gonna put our pie right there. Get another fork. Voila. There's our sweet potato pie. I am going to taste it. Get me some whipped cream. Like this. So yummy. Lots of sweet potato. Hold on a second. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I haven't made one in a while. And these sweet potatoes from Macy's are amazing. So it seems like there is a season where sweet potatoes are better than other times. Oh, and another thing too. I looked up what is different between sweet potatoes and yams. Yams are more starchy and not as creamy. And that's what they said. So make sure you get sweet potatoes, and you guys, this is so good. Adam's never had a sweet potato pie. He's gonna be hooked. Go make this, so easy, so easy. Make it for your holidays or any season of the year. And until next time, happy baking.